Along the edge of the box. Oh, flick! Mbappe! There it is!
It's a good delivery there, and they're in front. What a good header. So simple, wasn't it? Rudiger was up there.
And they're coming forward again. Real Madrid. It is Vinicius!
No season trophies, 4 El Clasico defeats and a team with no identity. Real Madrid hit rock bottom, but now Xabi Alonso is coming home and Europe should be scared. This isn't just a comeback, it's a warning. But how does he want to bring this team back to the top? Well, let's talk about that. The 2024-25 season wasn't just disappointing, it was a wake-up call. No trophies, 0 silverware, and to make matters worse, they lost all 4 El Clasicos to Barcelona. That stings. But what hurt even more was the way they played, or more accurately, the way they didn't. Under Ancelotti, Real Madrid felt like a puzzle with the pieces forced together. On paper, the talent was world-class, but on the pitch, there was no clear style, no chemistry, no system that made the team tick. It felt like individual brilliance was constantly trying to cover up tactical confusion. And when that doesn't work, you lose, again and again. This is where Xabi Alonso steps in. He's not just coming back to the club he once played for, he's coming to fix what's broken, to give this team structure, identity, and purpose. Xabi understands the DNA of Real Madrid, but he also brings something they've been missing for a while, a modern tactical mind. He's not about vibes or motivational speeches, he's about systems, details, and building something that works, and that's exactly what Real Madrid need right now. Not just another big name, not another short-term fix, they need someone who can take this insanely talented squad and turn it into a machine. Xabi isn't here to adapt to Madrid. Madrid is about to adapt to him. And for a coach who started from the bottom, he is doing really well. He started at the bottom with Real Sociedad B, a team buried in Spain's 3rd division. And what did he do? He took them up to the Segunda division, something that hadn't happened in nearly 6 decades. But it wasn't just about promotion, it was how they played. You could already see it. Organised build-up, tactical control, discipline. Even at that level, his identity was clear. Then came the big test, Bayer Leverkusen. He overtook a team in crisis. They were sitting 17th in the Bundesliga when he arrived. Just think about that. They were in relegation form, and by the end of that same season, they finished 6th. Not just surviving, thriving. He didn't rely on parking the bus or hoping for counterattacks. He built a system, a back three that transitioned smoothly, wingbacks who pressed and dropped at the right moments, a midfield that moved like clockwork. Players like Florian Wirtz and Schick flourished under him. Then came his 2nd season and everyone started paying attention. Leverkusen didn't just improve, they dominated. They went on an unbeaten run, knocked out Bayern Munich multiple times, and looked like a team that knew exactly who they were. It wasn't luck, it was structure. They attacked with intention and defended as a unit, and they played with complete clarity. Every player knew their job and, more importantly, why they were doing it. His final season at Leverkusen wasn't perfect. They didn't win the league, but they finished 2nd, still competing at the highest level. And when you look at the big picture, the transformation is undeniable. From a team fighting relegation to one challenging Bayern Munich for the title, that's not a lucky streak, that's a manager who knows exactly what he's doing. So, when you think about Xabi Alonso coming to Madrid, you're not getting a promising coach, you're getting a proven one. A coach who's already taken a broken team and turned it into a contender. And now he's walking into a club with elite players, world-class facilities, and a winning culture. But he's not here just to continue tradition, he's here to reshape it. People might think Xabi Alonso's job at Real Madrid is easier than what he had at Bayer Leverkusen. Better players, bigger budget, world-class facilities. But that's exactly what makes it harder. At Leverkusen, expectations were modest. He took over when they were sitting in the relegation zone. Any kind of structure or consistency was an improvement. But at Madrid, you're expected to win everything. La Liga, the Champions League, the Club World Cup. Every competition. And not just win, but dominate in style. This isn't just about rebuilding quietly, it's about doing it under a spotlight, with the pressure of legacy and reputation hanging over every match. And let's not forget, this Madrid squad might be stacked with talent, but it's also been tactically disjointed. That was the biggest issue last season. The players are good, some of the best in the world, but they didn't function as a team. There was no clear pattern of play, no reliable build-up structure, and way too much dependence on individual moments. Xabi's job isn't just to pick a formation and let them play, it's to build an identity, a system where every player knows their role and the team becomes greater than the sum of its parts. But here's the good news: if there's any coach that can make it happen, it's Xabi. What he did at Leverkusen wasn't magic, it was tactical clarity. And now he has even better players to execute that same philosophy, just at a much higher level of expectation. So the question now is, how does he make it all work? What will this new Madrid look like under Xabi Alonso? But before we talk about that, please hit the subscribe button. Thank you. Well, let's get into it. And the first and most important thing is fitting the players into his tactics that made him excel in Bayer Leverkusen. To understand that, we have to look at the principles he used at Leverkusen and how they translate to the players he now has at his disposal. Alonso built his success around structure and balance. His system often revolves around a 3-4-2-1, not just because it's trendy, but because it gave his teams control in every phase of play: build-up, progression, chance creation, and even defensive recovery. In Madrid, he'll likely stick to the core shape or something close to it. The key is the way it adapts depending on the phase of play. In possession, the structure expands with width and fluid rotations. Without the ball, it compresses, presses in waves, and shuts down passing lanes. Alonso won't demand a ball-playing goalkeeper like Ederson. Courtois is more than good enough. He's solid with his feet when needed, but more importantly, he's one of the best shot stoppers in the world. Perfect for a team that wants to press high, but also needs a safety net. The back three will be built for balance. Antonio Rudiger can hold the line as the central figure. He's aggressive, reads the game well, and thrives in one-on-one battles. On the right side, Alonso will need someone who can progress the ball from deep. He may go with a young, technical defender like Marvel, or even adapt a player like Tchouaméni to that role. On the left, he has options. Mendy offers defensive solidity, while Alaba brings calmness and passing range. Two players who can be rotated depending on the opponent. The wing-backs are going to be crucial. Trent Alexander-Arnold fits perfectly on the right. His passing range, creativity from deep, and intelligence in build-up make him ideal for Alonso's setup. The left side is more flexible. Rodrigo could be used in an advanced inverted role, or Fran Garcia could provide width and directness. Either way, Alonso wants those wide players to be high in the pitch, helping overload the flanks and stretch opposition defences. In midfield, Alonso's double pivot is the heartbeat of the team. He needs one player who can control the tempo, receive under pressure, and distribute with purpose. That's Camavinga. Alongside him, he needs energy, drive, and aggression. That's where Valverde comes in. Valverde's ability to win the ball back, carry it forward, and link play makes him perfect for the box-to-box role. If Alonso wants to push more bodies forward, he could also move Bellingham deeper into that space, depending on the opponent. Then there's the attacking midfield duo. On the left, Vinicius Jr. will have even more freedom. In Alonso's system, that role isn't just about hugging the touchline, it's about finding pockets, timing runs, and becoming a constant threat between fullback and centre-back. Vinicius already thrives in those spaces, and with more structure behind him, he could become even more dangerous. On the right, Bellingham fits perfectly into the role that Florian Wirtz played at Leverkusen. He's a natural at receiving on the half-turn, driving forward and making things happen in the final third. His intelligence, movement and vision will make him the creative hub of this new Madrid. And leading the line will be Kylian Mbappe. He won't be asked to stay in the box and wait for service. Alonso's number 9 drops deep, combines, drifts wide and links up play. Mbappe is already showing signs of that evolution in his game, and under Alonso, he'll become even more involved. Expect his assist numbers to rise, not just his goals. Alonso turned Boniface into one of the most productive strikers in Europe at Leverkusen. Now he gets to work with a striker who already has world-class output. Alonso's Madrid will build with purpose, press with coordination, and defend with structure. Out of possession, they'll likely drop into a 5-2-2-1 or even a compact 4-4-2, depending on the opponent. The press will be aggressive but intelligent. Wing-backs will step into passing lanes. Midfielders will spring pressing traps. Every move will have a reason behind it. And most importantly, every player will know what that reason is. This isn't going to be a team that just relies on talent. It's going to be a team that wins because it functions, because it has a clear idea, a respectable plan, and the right person to execute it all from the sidelines. Xabi Alonso has the tools, now it's about how he uses them. And based on what we've already seen from him in Germany, Europe should be very, very concerned. And this is exactly why the timing of Xabi Alonso's arrival matters, because his first real chance to make an impact won't come halfway through the season in a Champions League knockout tie. It'll come almost immediately with the FIFA Club World Cup. And for Alonso, this tournament is more than just a global showcase. It's his chance to establish control from day one. Most people brush off the Club World Cup like it's just another formality, especially for a team like Real Madrid. But in reality, this is a golden opportunity. Alonso gets a compact, high-pressure tournament where the expectations are clear: win. It gives him the chance to implement his tactical ideas quickly, test combinations, and get this group functioning as a unit. And the best part? It comes with a trophy at the end. So if he gets it right, he doesn't just leave with silverware, he leaves with momentum, belief, and a statement to the rest of Europe that Real Madrid is already back on track. The pieces are being put in place. The club isn't just giving Alonso a strong squad, they're giving him players that fit his philosophy. Look at the signing of Trent Alexander-Arnold. That move alone tells you everything you need to know about where this team is headed. Trent isn't just a flashy addition, he's a system player, someone who thrives in structured build-up, who can operate from deeper zones, dictate tempo, and create consistency from wide areas. In Alonso's setup, he's not just a right-back, he's a key progression outlet, a playmaker in disguise. Paired with the kind of movement you get from players like Bellingham, Valverde, and Mbappe, Trent's presence will completely change how Madrid builds their attacks. It's a signing made with purpose, and that's exactly the kind of recruitment this project demands. And it's not just Trent. With other signings like Dean Howson and more names likely to come, you can see that Madrid is shifting in a real tactical direction, away from just collecting stars and toward building a machine. It's a long-term strategy, but one that Xabi Alonso has the vision and experience to lead. This is what makes the Club World Cup so important. It's his chance to show that vision in motion, not in theory, but in results. He can use it as a controlled launchpad, a way to build rhythm and identity before heading into the grind of the domestic season. This is a transition, not just in coaching, but in culture. Alonso represents a shift in how Madrid wants to play, more organised, more positional, and more modern. What he did at Bayer Leverkusen wasn't luck, it was the product of structure, balance, and tactical clarity. And now he gets to apply that formula with players who are even more capable. This is not a rebuild anymore, it's a reset. Madrid is preparing to dominate again, not with chaos, but with control. And Alonso, with the full weight of the club's resources behind him, is perfectly placed to lead that charge. So when we talk about Madrid becoming a nightmare for Europe, this is where it starts. Not in March, not in some late-season run, it starts now with the Club World Cup. With new signings like Trent stepping in, with Mbappe ready to lead the line, with Bellingham already established, and with Xabi Alonso pulling the strings. This isn't just a new chapter, it's the beginning of a new era, and the rest of Europe should be paying attention. But what do you think? Can he make Real Madrid great? Well, let me know in the comments, and don't forget to check out our past video on how Trent fits into Xabi Alonso's plans. Thank you.